Bilbo Baggins. I'm looking for someone to share in an adventure.
The Hobbit, one of several big movies about to hit our Cineplex as the Christmas movie season commences, and Jen Chaney is here to separate the wheat from the chaff. So The Hobbit, that's the big one that's out today.
Right.
Does it live up to the Lord of the Rings standard?
Wow. Well, you know, it's interesting. There's been so much hype in advance of The Hobbit. You know, it was a year ago at this time that the trailer came out and everybody went bananas when it first came online. But I don't think it does live up to The Lord of the Rings. You know, the reviews on it have been mixed, and a lot of people found it excessively long and a slog, and I have to agree with that. There's no reason this movie needs to be almost 3 hours long. No reason at all. And the fact that there are two more that are going to be just as long just hurts my brain.
Oh no, is this a full thumbs down here, or should we go?
You know, I think people who really love these stories, love Tolkien, and are super, you know, Peter Jackson fans, they will probably find something of redeeming value in it.
Yep.
You know, I'm not a huge Tolkien person, but I still love the Lord of the Rings movies because they were very well done. I cared about the characters. In this, I just didn't care about the characters very much, and it just felt, like I said, kind of tedious. And the 48 frames per second, you know, the way that he shot this film, is a little hard to adjust to it. It felt like a soap opera effect a little bit at first. It's just different from the way that we normally watch movies.
So if we save our money this weekend, we can go to movies next week. Zero Dark 30 hits at least some theaters Wednesday and then goes into a wider release in January.
Right.
There's been a lot of buzz around this movie, both as a work of cinematic art, as a political document, as a journalistic document. Thoughts on the movie?
I mean, it's an excellent film, and you're right, there's so much meat there just to sort of talk about whether it's the politics of it and all the things that people have been saying about the waterboarding scenes in the film, to the fact that, you know, Jessica Chastain's character is this really strong female character in a way that I don't think we've seen in a movie in quite some time. I think there's a lot to talk about from that regard. And then there's just sort of the Oscar race part of this, which is, I think there's no question it's going to be nominated for Best Picture, and that Catherine Bigelow will be nominated for Best Director. It's just a question of whether it can win against, you know, Lincoln and Argo. But this has been a year where we've had a lot of movies like this that are based on real events, and even though you know the outcome of those events, it's still, watching it, you're still just as enthralled.
Does it deserve to be in that discussion? Is it on the Lincoln-Argo level?
Absolutely. This is something that for some people may be hard to watch, but it's incredibly well done, and it makes you look at the whole attempt to find bin Laden in a completely different light.
Looking forward and going lighter, a week from today, This Is 40 comes out.
Yes.
The quasi-sequel to Knocked Up. What do we think about that?
Well, I'm not only in the target demographic for this, I'm literally the target as a 40-year-old woman who has very much a Judd Apatow sensibility. There are some funny moments in it, but I was a little bit disappointed. It wasn't quite what I wanted it to be. I will say that Melissa McCarthy is very funny. She just isn't in it quite enough.
So basically what you're saying is Zero Dark 30 is the only one in the lot that we should bother going to.
Between the three movies we've talked about, the one that I recommend most highly is Zero Dark 30.
Okay. Well, we will have you back before the new year, I hope. Jen Chaney, thanks a lot.
Thank you.